Welcome into Carpooling with Ben, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as everybody has been going through this quarantine, this social distancing, and, you know, we've been spending more time perhaps on the internet. Sometimes we go down rabbit holes that we really don't expect. And over the course of the past few weeks, I have gone down this rabbit hole, and I am absolutely glad I did. Bringing him to you now from Australia, from Barry Morgan's World of Organs, ladies and gentlemen, none other than Barry Morgan. Barry, it is great to see you, sir. Yes.
Hello, music lovers. My goodness, yes, I'm so excited to
Barry,
be coming at you from down under. That's right.
It is so great to chat with you. First and foremost, I've been asking all my guests, how have you been doing throughout the pandemic? How are you doing right now?
Well, I'm actually, we've been going okay. Aurora, here's Aurora here. You can see Aurora there.
Beautiful Aurora.
And obviously over there, we've got Cooker and Gary Galar and Cardboard Baz. Together, we have been practicing for this sort of situation for many years, because basically I do spend, apart from a little time in the organ shop, of course, the organ sales, organ movements did go down quite a lot through the pandemic. But we've been in the studio. We've been in the organ room, as you can see around you. We're like a little family. So I've been practicing lots of bossa novas, a bit of a tango, playing along to some of my favorite artists around the world. So we've been going okay. Of course, you know, we might need, we might need a few more dollars here and there.
Sure.
At some point, we will go back to being live, but I think generally we've fared pretty well.
Okay.
Because I'm very excited about the organ and playing the organ every day. So in some ways, it was okay. I'm glad I think there's light at the end of the tunnel, definitely here in Australia.
Yes.
And from speaking to you previously, Ben, it sounds like things are on the turn over there too, turn for the better.
We are. I would like to say that, yes, the light is at the end of the tunnel. And, you know, Barry, over your career, you have shown the light to many people. I got to ask you, how does it make you feel the first time you truly open a person's eyes to the magnificence of the organ?
Well, I just love it. It really, it just makes me glow. And the hair stand up on the back of my neck. Not that there's too much hair there. I'm just a lightly haired fella on the back. But it's exciting. And, you know, I love it now that the young ones are starting to discover these. I mean, just look at her. Isn't she just a gorgeous machine? You know, the drums, I'll move the camera around there, get her looking nice and straight. Look, it's... I just love it, the beautiful big sound of it. And I love the, you know, people sort of draw towards the organ and want to stand around and sing. And the great thing about a home organ is that it encourages you to sing. It's a bit like the electronic version of the pianola. And I love that. And even if you're the worst singer in the world, as is my manager, who we won't talk about, he actually is the world's worst manager, Stephen. Oh, my goodness. The guy couldn't sing his way out of a paper bag. But he loves to sing along to the organ, and I still get a sense of joy, even if it's out of tune or out of time, which he is definitely. I get a lot from it. It's, you know, and the fact that it's actually really simple to play.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can play with one finger.
How does that work?
Oh, well, here, look, if I start the bossa nova here, just like that, yeah? And I do this one down here, and I go up here. But look at this, go. Yeah, just like that, yeah?
Yeah.
And away we go. The strings. Here we go. And...
Magic. That is simply magical.
Well, that is one of the things that I've been sharing in Australia, which we want to do in America at some point when we can get over there. Because, you know, the Hammond that I'm playing, the lovely Hammond, and the Leslie speaker, which is over there. There she is. Look at that. Oh, let me get that little bit of music out of the way so you can see all the wood. That's one thing I've learned in the organ game, Ben, is you do not want to hide your wood. They were made in America, so we want to get over there and share that method of how to play the organ.
Sure.
In the privacy and comfort of your lounge room, just with one finger. It's very safe and simple, as you've just seen that I do on Aurora. Oh, isn't she gorgeous?
Now, I may be overextending myself a little bit, but I happen to know the organ player for the Boston Red Sox up at Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts, Josh Cantor. And
Gosh.
I could certainly work it where I distract him maybe with like, a hot dog or something and let you in and you could take over the game.
And this is the sort of thing. I would do this. Just like that. Oh my goodness, I love that.
I think
we do that in Australia. We need that for the T20 for the cricket.
Well, I think that would be smashing. You have been part of a cultural phenomenon down in Australia called Spics and Specs.
That's right. My goodness.
You have played, and that is quite a feat for you to perform there, live show, studio audience. What is that like?
It was a lot of fun. It was a quiz show for lots of different areas of questions, and it was very musically based. And I was very lucky to go on there and play a few organ versions of great famous songs, international songs and Australian famous songs. Because what I love about the home organ, Ben, is truly not only is it easy to play, but in the end, all the songs sound the same.
What's better than that? That is just simply brilliant. And you've played many parties. You've played many shows. What is the most memorable performance to date for you?
Well, I do a lot of different shows, from private organ parties. That's right. And don't you worry, they go off. And I do, theatres, family events, weddings. I do even your dirty divorce party. But the one that really stands out to me is after the Spics and Specs, I met that wonderful Gautier, who you would probably know as somebody that I used to know. But he had a lovely song called State of the Art, which was all about a Lowry home organ, which is actually one that's sitting over there. That's the Lowry Teeny Genie. Anyway, and I got to tour the country with the wonderful Gautier. And we were doing like 10,000 crowd a night at the Melbourne Maya Music Bowl and entertainment centres and convention centres around Australia. And that was a very exciting experience for me to jump around on stage and share my organ with, 10,000 people a night. My goodness, that was a flash.
That is awesome. Folks should absolutely follow you on the various social media. You're on YouTube. You're on Facebook. You're like MasterCard everywhere you want to be.
And right down here too, Ben. Look at that. I nearly hit that. No, it's fantastic, Ben. We do have a lot of fun, and there's a lot more to come. That's what I think is the good thing out of the little pandemic. We've got to draw some positives out of every experience we have in life. My goodness. And that is that I've been able to, get a little bit more, get busier on the social network, on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, where we're still getting there. We're getting there to be doing regular posts and stuff. But with the audience has definitely been growing in your country.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad I could bring them to you.
And also the UK, my goodness, the Old Bailey up to London. So there we go, across the pond.
You are also on Cameo, which people can get a personalized message from you and Aurora and Kuka. I mean, it's the whole family right there.
It's all here. We're right here. I've got my favorite Jason Donovan cassette. I don't know if you know of Jason Donovan in Australia, but he was very big here on Neighbours with Kylie Minogue. Oh, my goodness. I've actually got the same size hot pants as Kylie, but that's...
Really? Wow.
Yes, I do. I should show them to you. Oh, let me come over here.
You have quite the wardrobe, Barry.
Oh, look at that. Can you imagine? Oh, well, look, I know. Of course, there we have the old Adidas. We can't go past that. And, of course, I don't know what you guys run around in America, but here in Australia, we are very partial to the KT26.
Okay.
So there you go. Back over to this one. Look at this, my little self-editor.
You are you're very, very into all this technology, which I love. I think is amazing because you have that old school technology of the Aurora right there at your fingertips, and then the new technology of, you've got more cameras than NBC.
Oh my goodness, no! But back over here, because one of the things that I'm really excited about doing in the future. Look at that. That's right. But not only can I listen to cassettes, but in time to come, I'm going to make love cassettes. Imagine that.
Wow.
Romance cassette, a mixtape of Uncle Barry's organ favorites, and I could post them to the US of A.
Well, listen, and if you can get it over here, I'll be happy to purchase a cassette player for my vehicle and put it in. Why not? You can cruise around the coast and have Barry take him with you. Could you tickle the ivories for us?
We can tickle them. Let's have a listen here. Well, I might have a little play of something. I've just been working up this. Let me just go over here. It's a bit like running a little aeroplane. Oh, my goodness, we go down here, we get that one set there. We bring some strings off there. We turn this one here and we get started going up here.
That was incredible. I am just, that was beautiful, Barry Morgan. I mean, that's my own personal concert here. I mean,
well, these foolish things we were tempting to play a little bit there.
Yeah,
it might have even morphed into a little bit of Lou Donaldson. Oh, we're name dropping some jazzes there. My goodness. So, who are you listening to at the moment, Ben?
We've got such a wide array up here. I've always been a huge fan of Ben Folds. But I've also been, Barry, there's something I should probably tell you about me. I am also a musician. I don't know how you feel about the squeeze box, the accordion, as it were, but I have played the accordion since the tender age of 5 years old, for many years. I mean, do you frown upon something like that because it's kind of gone vertical? I mean, how does that work for you?
Well, I do reference it as the devil's backpack, Ben.
Okay. Yes.
And my manager, who is now known as the world's worst manager,
yeah,
WWM, he plays the accordion.
Oh.
He calls it the squeeze box because he thinks he's cool.
Yeah.
But he really is. Anyway, we won't mention Stephen. He plays the devil's backpack.
Sure.
But look, I've got an accordion here. I mean, why? The thing about the home organ, Ben, is, I mean, let's not worry about the San Francisco Art Orchestra or the Philharmonic. Anything, the Berlin Symphony. You don't need it, Ben. It's all here. Look, all the buttons. We've got the strings over here. We've got the horns over here and orchestral. Look, we've got it all. Have a listen to this accordion. I mean, isn't that absolutely? I mean, so expressive,
So you're telling me I should leave the devil's backpack somewhere else.
So we can do it. No, we're in F. We're in F now. There you can see my chord. Here we go. Come on, Ben. Don't you tell Stephen.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. That's a first for carpooling, ladies and gentlemen. The first for carpooling. Barry, it has been amazing chatting with you, sir. I don't want to take you away. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on. Once again, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, we've got the, you can find me on Facebook.
Okay.
It's a really fantastic place to say good day and have a look at what we're up to. Of course, the Instagram, which we're getting going, because I tell you what, the young ones are catching on to the groovy beats and sounds in these machines. I mean, I think my manager, Stephen, the world's worst manager, was talking to you yesterday about the wonderful Lucas Nelson.
Yes.
Who was a great artist in your country. Yes. Very closely related to the legendary Willie Nelson. But, Lucas, on his last record, and his band, the Promise of the Real, they use a home organ drum beat in one of the songs. And isn't that fantastic? I mean, J.J. Cale did it many, many years ago. So, yes, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and the World Wide Web.
We will certainly be linking to that. Mr. Barry Morgan, it has been my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for the gift of the organ, for the gift of music.
That's fine. Yes, a little happiness goes a long way. And blessings to you, Ben, and your family, and all of the rest of your fans and friends over there in the US of A. And I cannot wait to get over there and play some organ music and have a sing-song.
Can't wait to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, go find him, go follow him. You will be thoroughly entertained. And more than anything, buy an organ from the man, because you know what? He can take care of you. He can hook it up.
Bye.